All right, so we're gonna be meeting this morning with Michael. Yesterday we had a really good call with Alexandra. Alexandra is a owner of a property in one of our local suburbs here in Gates. Our conversation with her went really well. We got on the call because Michael started doing his 10 days, which I have them doing with this, which is how you reach out to owners that are, as we spot and identify properties that meet our criteria for rent to own, seller finance, and or creative real estate strategies that we could pick up with little to no money down, right? And so the key is acquisition, right? So we're acquiring these properties, not always buying them. In some cases we are, and when we are buying them, we're not always paying cash. We definitely never have to go to the banks. Hey, what's up, Mike? Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You got done with your first appointment?
Yes. I'm actually on my way to my second one.
All right, cool.
But they took me out for another month.
Oh, wow.
So,
look,
yeah,
you got
I'm trying to let my job know what's going on and get all the paperwork over to them.
Yeah. Shoot. In a month, man. What can we do in a month? Wow.
Right.
You got, man. That could be a blessing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Based on the success you've been having so far in just a week.
Right. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for you. I mean, I want you to get better. I know, you're going to physical therapy now, but it's kind of interesting. I mean, your situation is interesting where, you've been out, you had a nice job, you had a car accident, now you're on disability, your income has dropped more than half, right? Because of your disability, because now you're getting disability pay instead of normal, what your normal wages were. And and so you just decided at this point that you're going to make a change, right? A change and really going after what you really always had in your heart to want to do, but you just never found the time, or you just didn't have enough things pushing you toward making that first step, right? And so last week you signed up last week, and it's awesome because you signed up. You said, I'm going to give you 110%, Jim, and you did, right? So now you've been out to 4 appointments. Yesterday we met with Alexandra, right? And yes. And that, I thought it was a pretty good meeting. Actually, she seemed exactly what you said when you first met with her. She seemed pretty open and keen to kind of work with you. And let you take over that property. It's a nice place. So let's just really talk about that a little bit, because what we did with that was she started at $1,300 a month, and one of your biggest things was that you just you want to stretch it that far on a monthly basis, especially where your income is right. We got her to agree to coming down to 1,000, right? From what, 1,300?
1,300, yep.
Yeah.
Down to 1,000.
Down to 1,000 now, and the last thing we offered her was maybe a little bit of a trade-off to get down to 900, and she said she would think about that. The other thing was she was asking, you told her that you had between 3,800 and 4,800 down to put down. Were you comfortable with that number or what?
That was, that's a number I'm comfortable with. More probably leaning more towards the 3,800, but 48 is my max. I mean, I don't think I would go past that. You know what I mean?
And the only reason I'm asking, because I mean, when you say go past that, because she said, well, the trade-off is if we bring it down to 1,000 instead of 1,300, can you do 5 instead of 4? Right. So think about that. You were going to do 4 anyway, right? So if you added another 1,000 to that, what she's saying is she'll drop it from 1,300 to 1,000. So that's $300 a month the $300 a month times 12, that's $3,600. So you're paying $1,000 to drop that payment. You're paying $1,000. So what you're actually saving by paying the $1,000 up front is $2,600 every year, right? So instead of paying $1,300, you're paying $1,000, which saves you. If you're paying that extra $300 a month, it's $3,600 a year. So now you're paying $1,000 up front, more than what you would have paid in your deposit, and she's saving you. In doing that, you're saving $2,600. So it's still got to be numbers that you're comfortable with. So that's not a bad thing if you're comfortable with it. The other thing is, we talked about the trade-off, and now we may even be able to get that $1,000 back down, because if you're doing all the work, right? If not all the work, and this is what I want to talk about. So she was talking about, if you wanted to finish the floors. Now, I haven't been through, but with the pictures I saw, it looks like a nice place. I mean, how are the floors? She was talking about basically finishing the floors so that when they knock that wall out, as they knock out that wall, it's already knocked out, and then they finish it so that it opens up the kitchen and the dining room or living room.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's not major work. I know she said that she wanted to finish knocking the wall out, at least that part of it. But the floor is just like, I mean, it's not even really in bad shape. I think she just wanted to change it and update it a little bit.
Yeah.
And as far as the kitchen, they had the cabinets, they had taken some down, but they were trying to decide if they wanted to replace them or just like update them as far as painting them and making them look nicer.
She said paint. She said paint.
Right. And I said that when I saw them, I'm like, yeah, if they were a different color or something like that, they would still be, nice. You know what I mean?
Right. So I don't know how big that floor is, and if you're capable, but I don't know what the cost is also, because I don't know what you'd want to put down there. If you want to just put some Luan down, if you're, what you're trying to put down there on that floor, if you're trying to tile it. You don't want to get the real cheap stuff. You don't have to get the most expensive, but mid-grade will last long, and it's typically a 10 or 15 year life warranty on those, and they look really good. So you just beat them up. So the question is that something over time? Because you already told her it's not something that would happen right away, but it's something I can do while I'm living there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's one strategy if you're really looking to live there. Right? Mm-hmm. If you're looking to live there, those are your options, and it's doable if it's comfortable for you. If you're not looking to live there, then it's still something that we could potentially make happen. But what we would end up having to do is we could still pick up the property at the $1,300. So if I use the Airbnb strategy, right? Typically I try to stay first month's rent security deposit. For a property that size, I would normally want to be in the range of about, because it's only 3 bedrooms, no more than $1,100. Okay. Right? So if she's saying at $1,000 we could do it, if we paid $5,000 down, then I would say, I'm not excited about that, because now I got to put in, instead of putting in, $1,000, $2,000 or $2,500, now we're looking at double that to get in. So which means it takes us a lot longer to a break even, right? And if we did it on a shared housing basis, we could probably get maybe about $3,000 a month for that place, maybe even more. I would say about $3,000 a month. And if we're paying $1,000, that means you're tripling your income, which means it's going to take about 4 months or so to get that money back that you put in, right? Because if you're making $2,000 a month, 2, 4, and then the third or fourth month is when you're fully break even again, right? And now the rest is profit. So that's it. So really for you, you just have to decide. I want you to just think about it, what's going to work, and then, get back to me, and then I'll let you know what you need to do to proceed forward. And hey, I pray everything goes well, and God bless you. Okay.
All right. Same to you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
I too.
All right. Bye.